Earlier this morning, Ripple just made a potentially game-changing announcement. In fact, it was so big that it actually sent the price of XRP spiking up about 7% in a matter of about 5 minutes. Now, of course, being XRP, it came right back down. But I'm going to tell you what announcement they just made into the NFT world that could change everything. I also just saw some news about what Morgan Stanley has been doing over the past year, doubling its holdings in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which is interesting because Jamie Dimon, who is the CEO of JP Morgan, is not exactly a big fan of Bitcoin. So I'm going to tell you what they did, why they did it, and what one of his statements might have led to the decision to do what they did earlier this year. I'm going to tell you about it. And a very influential trader slash crypto analyst has given his prediction on Ethereum as well as 4 other tokens he's extremely bullish in the near term. I'm going to tell you about which ones they are and what he said about them, because he thinks Ethereum could be going to 20,000. Hey everybody, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now we are covering the Ripple versus SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, personal finance. So if any of those topics interest you, make sure you do 2 things. Number 1, hit the subscribe button. Also hit that bell notification icon so YouTube will send you a notification when I release a new video. And also, I believe people in the crypto space are some of the most generous people on the planet. So if you are feeling generous today, I'd appreciate it if you do 2 things. Number 1, hit the thumbs up button. And number 2, watch the video all the way to the end. Those are really the 2 best things you can do to support a YouTube channel. So if you do that, I greatly appreciate it. All right, well, let's jump into it. So first, I'm going to be covering some of Michael Vandepop's recent predictions and some altcoins that he is now very bullish on in the short term. In fact, one of them, like I mentioned, is Ethereum. He thinks that there is a path for Ethereum to get to about $15,000 to potentially $20,000 during this bull run. And he makes his analysis and by saying it's lining up almost exactly with its 2017 bull run. And he compares some of the charts, some technical analysis to come up with that opinion, but it's absolutely looking like he is correct. Now, the only thing that might not let it get that high is some of the news that is coming out, some of which I'm going to be covering in the rest of this video, meaning more competition. But a few others that Michael Vandepop mentioned, one of which is Chainlink, which I've had my eye on for a couple of months now, and it's one that you should probably keep an eye on too. Another one that he's looking at is eGold, which of course I'm now seeing is very popular on Twitter. Another one called a Harmony blockchain ecosystem, which goes by the symbol 1, O-N-E. And another one called Fetch, which has to do with e-learning. So you might want to make some of those down and go do some diligence on them, because if one of the biggest traders and analysts is saying, hey, this is something that you might want to look into, well, you might want to look into it. And earlier today, I did see an article about what JP Morgan Chase has been doing over the past couple of months with its Bitcoin exposure. This is really interesting because Jamie Dimon, who is the CEO of JP Morgan, has not had the nicest things to say about Bitcoin. He says it's not a hedge against inflation. In fact, it doesn't have much value. While at the same time, it now came out that an opportunity fund called the Morgan Stanley European Opportunity Fund literally doubled its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust holdings, get this, from April until July of this year, the end of April to July of this year specifically. They doubled their trust, and they actually added about 105% more exposure to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Now, that's kind of an interesting thing. Well, what happened between the end of April and July? Well, the end of April was the big dip after Bitcoin hit its all-time highs. It took a massive dip at the end of April. If that's when their buying started, then they knew something. When did they buy? Well, they bought all the way through summer, all the way up till the end of July. What happened in the end of July? Well, that was the price capitulation when the price of Bitcoin actually started going up again. They knew their timing extremely well. And there's something else that Jamie Dimon said recently that might back up and give reason as to why one of their opportunity funds put so much more into the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and hence so much more exposure to Bitcoin. He recently made a statement in which he said he is preparing for the United States to default, meaning not being able to pay their loans. So if that's the case, maybe that could be why JP Morgan has been buying into Bitcoin. It's just strange that he has such a negative outlook on Bitcoin, yet he's been saying the US could default, and at the same time, while buying a ton of Bitcoin. Something to keep an eye on. Remember, don't worry about what the whales say, just remember what they do. And now we get into the fun stuff, the big announcement that Ripple just made this morning that is making shockwaves throughout the NFT world, and really the cryptocurrency world. Enough to make it spike 7% within a matter of minutes. Well, like I said, the price is already back down, and you can see the chart behind me, that spike that initially happened earlier this morning when the tweet came out from Ripple. So here's what they're actually going to be doing. And this isn't exactly new news. In fact, I've covered some of this in bits and pieces throughout the summer. But here we go. XRP is a native token that runs on the XRP ledger. Well, the XRP ledger is extremely versatile. They've made their announcement that they want the XRP ledger to be a platform in which NFT marketplaces can build and experiment and create whatever they really want using federated sidechains, smart contracts, and all while doing it extremely quickly and extremely cheaply, Ethereum gas fees, on the XRP ledger. Now in the crypto space, it's known now that XRP does a lot of great things in terms of speed and being very cheap, and moving lots of money quickly across borders, but that's kind of all it was known for. Well, this announcement upends that. So here's what Ripple actually tweeted out. It said, we're incredibly excited to launch our $250 million creator fund to enable creators to explore new use cases for NFTs on the XRP ledger and engage more deeply with the communities they care about. Brad Garlinghouse also sent out a very similar tweet, and they're basically using that $250 million fund to try to entice NFT creators, NFT marketplace builders, developers, basically NFT fanatics, into coming onto the XRPL and building out a world, essentially, where the underlying Ripple ecosystem, the XRP ledger, would essentially allow for all of that. This is in 100% direct competition with Ethereum. Not only that, it's in direct competition with Solana and Cardano and a few others. So this is a huge shot to the rest of the NFT world, to the rest of the crypto space, giving out $250 million worth of stuff just to get people to come on to the XRPL and experiment and create innovative tech based on the XRPL ledger. This is huge. Why are they doing this? Okay, so NFTs, yes, they're growing, they're really exploding. The price of NFTs have come down in the past couple of weeks from what I've seen, but overall, NFTs are now a thing. Well, the World Economic Forum pointed to a study where they said within 10 years, approximately 10% of the world's GDP will be tokenized, meaning essentially an NFT, or attached to something like it. So what does that mean? Well, by my estimation, that means it would be worth approximately an $8.5 trillion industry that it would be going after. In fact, I saw another one that said it would be closer to $10 trillion in that industry that it would be going after. So Ripple is trying to take a huge bite out of the NFT world and the future, potentially $10 trillion NFT world by allowing the use of federated sidechains, smart contracts on the XRPL ledger, and using XRP as the native token, which is interoperable with pretty much any other token or currency in the world to control everything. Now you can start to see why a lot of people have been very bullish on XRP. Not just because of the cross-border payments things, not just because it looks like they're going to win this case versus the SEC, but now this announcement could have flipped the switch in terms of what people see XRP and the XRP ledger as becoming. Not only that, Ripple's also made some announcements within the last couple of months that they would like to explore some decentralized exchanges on the XRP ledger. So you can imagine an ecosystem that hosts not only the transfer of currencies and interoperability with all kinds of currencies and tokens and blockchains, but in which a ledger would also host an NFT marketplace, decentralized exchanges, and I imagine wallets would be coming soon because on their website announcing this $250 million creator fund, they actually talk about a place where it would be one of the most all-encompassing worlds for people to buy, sell, and manage all of their digital assets, including NFTs. So let me know in the comments section down below if this has changed your mind about XRP, if you weren't already a big fan of it or weren't a holder of it already. Also, I'm putting up a poll on the community tab because I want to know what you guys think about this. Oh, if you're also interested in signing up and potentially getting a piece of that $250 million creator fund, I will put a link in the description down below and you can go and sign up there. Ripple will then contact you. I'm guessing if your application looks actually serious, and they will contact you from there. I've actually signed up for it, and I've actually seen a few people on Twitter that went ahead and signed up as well. So if you have a business, if you are a brand, if you are an influencer, you have big social media, if you are an artist, if you have a band, if you have really NFT, if you have really anything that you had even the slightest bit of interest in creating NFTs, creating dynamic NFTs, and doing a whole host of other things, you might want to go apply. This could be your opportunity to actually jump in, and not only jump in, but actually have it funded for you. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this update. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.